Today we're going to be repotting several plants. I'm going to combine these two Monstera Thai Cons. Then I'm going to repot this new bonsai tree. And then I'm going to repot the new Monstera back there. Yes, you heard that right. I got another Monstera. It is for a photo shoot that I'm going to do. But I'm going to keep this one outside because I just don't have any space for any big plants like that. So we'll see. I've seen Monsteras thrive outside, so I'm really excited for this journey we're going in. I just got my very first money tree, so I'm not trying to do my best not to kill it. I've had one bonsai and I killed it, but that was before I got serious with gardening, so fingers crossed. Bear with me, y'all, because I'm making double content. For one, you want to cut off this yellow thing that it comes with. Now we're gonna get serious on getting these roots. If you're having a hard time, mush it a little bit, put some pressure on it. Don't be scared. Now let's smell these roots. Okay, they smell good. They don't smell rotten. If you don't know what rotten soil smells like, you'll know, trust me. It's a very unique foul odor. I mean, it has pretty good soil. I see they put some perlite, but most plant shops, they use soil that's meant for it to water less, if that makes sense. I'm not explaining it the best, but and sometimes they'll put another tie with these bonsais, and you want to cut that off as well. And of course, it's not a video without spiders smelling my plant. Back up. I don't think there was anything wrong with the soil that was in here, but we're gonna get our own soil, and we can always repurpose the soil for something else since it's good. I feel like I'm gonna put it back in this pot because the roots are not that big, if you ask me. Checking my handy dandy plant journal because we did the research before this. The soil that we need is regular and cactus soil, orchid bark, and perlite. Now, different people have said different things. You can also do regular and perlite, or you can do regular, perlite, and orchid bark. Really, it's up to you, but I like to pick the best soil for my plants, so I'm gonna do the first one I mentioned. So after getting a better look at that pot, it was a little too small for the roots, even though they're tiny. I picked something that's slightly bigger than the other one, but you can see the difference is not much. And again, we need that drainage right there. Regular soil first, some perlite, some orchid bark. And I always like to put it in this little tray to mix it. As you put soil in here, you can always just put the plant in here to test it out to see if it's perfect or if you need to add more soil before you put the plant in. I would say it needs a little more, and then we're good. Now that to me looks about good. And I'm putting the pattern kind of how it was. That's as good as I can get it. So now grab that soil and go in there. If you have somebody to help you hold it, that would be ideal, but I like the tough work. Now you want to shimmer that soil in there, tighten it up. That way it's nice and tight. Sometimes people ask, why is it loose? Did you smack it around? Isn't she a beauty? She's so pretty, guys. And you know, now you want to check for pests. Really, you should have done that before we did this, but I checked it, it looked fine. But I do recommend you check it. Keep it in quarantine away from your other plants for about a week or two, just to make sure, you know, we don't want pests and killing a bunch of plants. We don't want that. And before we move on to our next plant, I wanted to mention some fun facts about the money tree. It is a symbol of fortune, and 7 leaves means good luck. You also want to water it once the soil is almost or completely dry. And of course, fertilize every once in a while. I also made a note of the date that I repotted it, which is today. Now let's repot my 2 Monstera Thai Cons. And yes, the one over there is a Monstera Thai Con. My big Monstera over there. Why did I get 2 more? Well, actually, there's a backstory. Do you have time? All right, let me share it. Basically, I had got one in the mail, but it was never delivered on time. So I reported it to the plant company, and they sent me another one for replacement. And then probably a couple days after that, the one replacement came in, and I was just like, oh my god. But hey, I'm not complaining. I get 2. And I believe they're both good, but we'll find out. They're in a clear pot, but I need a family. I just want to combine them together. That way I have to do less work. And this is the pot that I chose. A little slightly bigger, but you have to keep in mind that we're putting 2 plants together. So I think this is going to be perfect or too small. We'll see. Look at these gorgeous roots, y'all. Oh my goodness. She's sexy. Look at those roots, y'all. Those roots are too big together for that to work out. For the soil, we're going to be using orchid bark, perlite, and regular potting mix. It's the same as you would a regular monstera. And if you don't have any moss pole, literally grab it from nature. This is a part of a tree branch, and that's what I use for support. And this is what she looks like when she's done. She's looking a little sad because she does need to be watered. I love that pot. It really is pretty. Our last plant of the day to repot is going to be the monstera. I'm gonna squeeze this baby out. Put some pressure on this for it to come out. Don't be scared. Come on. She's a little root bound, but that's perfect. I don't care. I like it. Is that normal, y'all? How that looks right there? What is that? I don't think y'all got a good look at this. Look. Do y'all see that? What is that? I did some research while I was thinking of what to do next, and everyone's saying that this is fungus, but it's not harmful fungus. It's just fungus that helps retain the soil when it's root bound, which it is. But oh my god, what? It just, I'm scared to touch it. And you know I'm serious whenever I put the gloves on. I'm really just trying to open this up as friendly as I can, if that's even possible. Too much work later, we finally have it all out. I was not planning on doing this initially, but I just didn't like how the soil looked. Whether it was healthy fungus or not, I don't like that. So we're gonna use our own soil, because if you guys know, then you know that in plant shops they usually use a soil that doesn't drain as fast. That way they have to water less frequently. So it's always a good idea to repot with new soil anyways once you get home. For the soil, I'm going to be using perlite, orchid bark, and potting mix. And with this one, we can have a little more flexibility with where we put it in because it's a bigger pot. So. And I am using the same pot that I came in just because I don't have a pot this size, but if you do, great. If you don't, use what you got. It's a little more than halfway, the soil that's in there. I have this trellis outside. It would have been better if I would have put the trellis in here first before I started doing this, but I completely forgot. So that's my fault. Luckily, bam, bam, boom, fits perfectly. Now we'll just add some more soil. Added some moss just for fun, and then I started putting little thingies to attach it to the trellis so it stays nice and pretty and it doesn't flop. And then I'm gonna clean the leaves. I'm gonna use this leaf shine to clean all of the leaves. We're getting the front and the back of the leaf since this was somewhere else. You never know what you're gonna find. But I did look, there was nothing, but sometimes your eyes can't see what's there. And I'm using a paper towel, but you can use a sock if you want to, or a cloth, a specific cloth for this, that works as well. But you know. And she is all ready to go. I also added a little yellow sticky strip to get rid of gnats. She is gonna be outside. And that is it, you guys.